So you've got this killer t-shirt design, right? And you're all set to launch your own brand using print on demand. It sounds like the perfect setup. You upload your art, set a price, and that's it. Low risk, high reward. But here's the thing, when you get down to the money, the most important part, it gets complicated, fast. You look at the numbers. You sell a shirt for 25 bucks, it costs you 8 bucks to make. Simple math says that's 17 bucks in your pocket. Easy, right? Well, that simple math is a myth, and honestly, it's the single biggest trap that sinks new sellers. They just subtract the product cost and think the rest is pure profit. But the reality? It's a maze of hidden fees and costs. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see where that money really goes. First up, let's tackle what I call the $25 t-shirt myth. We need to really unpack that price tag and see what's actually hiding inside. See, this is the picture most people have in their head. It's this beautiful, simple chart where their profit is this giant 70% slice of the pie. And while it's a really exciting thought, it's also dangerously incomplete. This chart, it's a dream, not a business plan. The real cost isn't a simple split. It's a stack of different expenses. Okay, so let's get real. Let's build the true cost stack. We're going to layer in every single expense, piece by piece, starting with the absolute non-negotiables that you're going to pay on every single order. So let's forget about generic numbers and use a real-world example. The actual base cost for one of the most popular shirts out there, the Gildan 5000 on Printify in the US. It's a very specific $8.39. That's our foundation. Now, right on top of that, we have to add shipping. That's another $4.75 just to get that shirt to your customer's doorstep. This isn't some optional extra. It's a core cost of getting the job done. You add those two together, and your starting cost to get one shirt out the door is already over $13. We just jumped from that vague $8 idea to a very real $13.14. See how that first donut cart was just a fantasy? And believe me, we are not done yet. And get this? That starting cost isn't even the same everywhere. It really depends on who you partner with. On Printify, yeah, you can hit that $13.14 price point. But if you go with Printful, which is known for its quality, that same exact shirt starts at $14. And the gap gets even bigger on more expensive stuff like hoodies. This right here becomes your first huge strategic decision. So now let's dig into the next layer, the hidden profit eaters. These are the costs that you don't see on the initial price tag, the ones that will quietly eat away at your profit margin if you're not paying attention. Now, platforms will often list these next three things as optional, but let me tell you, if you're building a serious business, they are absolutely essential. We're talking about membership fees, branding add-ons, and sample orders. Let's break down why you really can't afford to skip them. You might see a monthly subscription like Printify Premium and think, ugh, another recurring expense. But just look at the math. At $29 a month, it saves you almost $1.80 on every single t-shirt. You know what that means? Once you sell just 17 shirts in a month, that plan has completely paid for itself. Every sale after that is pure extra profit in your pocket. Staying on the free plan can actually end up costing you money as you start to grow. This is how you separate your store from the 1,000 other shops selling the exact same Gildan shirt. It's all about branding. A custom neck label makes the product feel like it's truly yours. A little packaging insert with a thank you note or a discount code, that builds loyalty. These are tiny per item costs. We're talking 55 cents for a label, maybe 15 cents for an insert, but they have a massive impact on how your customers perceive your brand's value. Okay, I really need you to hear this. You have to completely reframe how you think about sample orders. Paying 20 bucks to get your own product shipped to you isn't a cost. It is the single best insurance policy you can buy for your brand. It's your only chance to actually see and feel the print quality, check if the colors are right, and make sure the shipping is fast enough before your customers do. Trust me, one angry customer leaving a bad review will do way more damage than the cost of one sample shirt. So, with all these different costs floating around in your head, we arrive at what is probably the single most important decision you're going to make: choosing your fulfillment partner. This choice is going to dictate your prices, your quality, and the entire potential of your brand. It really all boils down to this one core trade-off. Do you want the absolute lowest price possible, or do you want to build a premium brand experience? See, Printify is a marketplace. It connects you with hundreds of different printers, which creates competition and drives prices down. That's fantastic for your profit margin, but it means you are the one responsible for checking out suppliers and making sure quality is consistent. Printful, on the other hand, does everything themselves, in-house. That means you get reliable quality every time and the best branding options in the business, but you're going to pay a bit more for that control. This chart basically lays out the whole landscape for you. Printify is the clear winner on cost. Printful absolutely dominates on branding. But then you've got this third major player, Gelato, who often comes out on top for speed because they use a huge global network of printers. So the best platform? It really depends on what matters most to you and your brand.
All right, now for a really critical warning that is the same across all of these platforms. Pay attention here. If your supplier messes up, like they print the wrong design or the item is defective, they will cover a reprint or a refund. But, and this is a big but, if your customer orders the wrong size or just decides they don't like the color they picked, well, that's called buyer's remorse. And in that situation, the cost is 100% on you. It's a huge financial risk you have to plan for in your own store's return policy.
Okay, we have torn it all down. We've uncovered all the hidden costs. Now, let's put all the pieces back together and build a final, realistic profit margin so you can go out there and set your prices with total confidence. Let's walk through a real-world example for a smart seller, step by step. So you're on Printify Premium, which means your discounted base product is just $6.60. Great. Add the $4.75 for shipping. Then you invest that 55 cents for a custom neck label to build your brand. Your total landed cost, your real cost, is $11.90. So on that $25 retail price, your actual gross profit is $13.10. And there it is. We started this whole thing with that mythical $17 profit, and we've landed on a calculated real-world gross profit of $13.10. That $4 difference, that's everything. Knowing this real number is what unlocks your ability to actually plan for things like advertising, for paying your taxes, and for genuine, sustainable growth. Look, the point of all this isn't to discourage you. It's to empower you. The myth leads to failure, but the reality leads to a solid plan. So now that you see the full picture, now that you understand the true costs hiding behind that price tag, there's really only one question left to ask. What are you going to build with it?